parts goes inside of a computer and how they work. Well, today on Mod Life, we're going to show you the parts necessary to build your own computer. I'm Issa Ayub.
Hi, Rashan. So here's the parts. Alright, we'll start off from the most essential to the least essential. First, we got a case here. What does it do, Issa?
It holds the components together. You can get it either in aluminum or steel.
Preferably aluminum, I think, but steel tends to be cheaper, and but it's heavier. Now, motherboard, which just happens to be it's that big green board in there.
It holds every component together and then links them.
That's basically what this makes the whole thing work. So without that, you would be really...
You'd have a bunch of floating parts.
Yeah. That's got our CPU, I think. It's where the C-SIG is. Right under there.
It stands for Central Processing Unit.
Yeah, this is a big giant chip, and this makes it work. Processes everything.
It's more or less the brain of it.
Yeah. Next thing, hard drive, I guess. That's in this general area. You see them right here too, and
they hold the data. You could what you could do is like if you have a partition or something, like you need to have like a boot drive which has the operating system on it, and then there could be like a data drive on it for just data. And they're formatted in different ways depending on the operating system.
I think in our next episode we're actually going to do that. We're going to run RAID, which actually links several drives together to make one big giant one, so you can have a lot of storage. So next thing, optical drives, like CD drives. You go explain more.
Well, the CD drives fits and read CDs, and some of them can read DVDs and burn CDs and DVDs.
Yep,
and if you're really old school, there's floppy drives from back in the day.
And got zip drives. Yeah, like you said.
Another necessary component would be the RAM. It stands for Random Access Memory. What it does, it takes the information from the processor and the hard drive, and it stores like applications and stuff in it, so processors could run faster.
Alright, now, let's say we should have said this before a lot of this stuff. The power supply. The power supply basically supplies all the juice to all this stuff. And without that, nothing
doesn't even
wrong.
turn on.
Yeah, it doesn't even turn on.
And there's a switch depending if you're in Europe or the States.
Yeah, because in Europe they have different power, so something like that.
And Asia too now.
Did it?
What about the fans?
Oh yeah, fans.
They keep it cool.
Basically.
Because actually a processor could get like hot enough to like scald your fingers if you touch it without the fans or anything.
So without that, it would just pretty much melt and
boom.
Yeah, it wouldn't run.
Didn't your computer once overheat while playing a game?
Yeah, I did something called overclocking. Don't do that. I don't advise it. Some people do it because it's cheaper, but this is off topic. And
another necessary part is the mouse. The mouse controls the cursor that's on the screen, and you could, just like a keyboard, you could plug it in via USB or this mouse, which is a PS2, not to get confused with the console, the PS2 port, which looks like this.
Alright, so next we got our sound card, and this basically supplies sounds to your speakers. You need that. Some motherboards actually come with it integrated, and along with some motherboards also come with video capabilities integrated. But if yours doesn't, you can get a video card, and that just does that purpose of supplying video to your monitor. There's several ones you can upgrade.
And these days they have SLI, so if your video card isn't powerful enough, you can buy another copy of it and then hook it up via SLI bridge, but your motherboard must be SLI compatible.
Yep. I'll show you the monitor.
God, this is standing on the cord. There we go.
Of course, you've seen this.
This would be a CRT monitor.
CRT monitor.
A lot of people use flat screens now.
Yeah, and
you can see why.
This thing's heavy.
He's struggling. He's about to fall.
Yeah, do yourself a favor. Get a flat screen.
Yes, they're very nice, but don't touch them because like it gets messed up.
Sorry. But so I think that's that is our parts. That's all the parts it really needs for it to run.